Hey guys, it's a History Nerd, and we are back with another exciting episode of Order of Battle Pacific, Japan. Where we last left off, we had made some really good progress in advancing through the campaign. We've got 10 turns left to capture Maravellis, which is down here. I don't know if we're going to be able to pull that off, but we might be able to. What else have we got? Capture Corradego Island, and that's pretty much it. So I think that's this island over here, and let's be honest, I don't know if I'm going to be able to capture that at all, especially not before I take Marvellis. And really what we could do is just push for Marvellis now, and that might not be a bad idea. Anyway, let's go ahead and end the turn. And we're definitely going to want to get you out of range. So we'll do that. You can't really get much support out of the destroyers now. But that's life. That coastal gun is just going to destroy our ships. So let's work on getting this anti-aircraft gun totally removed. And we'll finish it off with the tank gun, or the anti-tank gun. Suck on it. Alright. Really, the only thing in range of these big fortress guns now are the bunkers. So we might as well just, lob some shells at it. It doesn't look like it's going to do much damage, but you can't go wrong with lobbing shells. Let's get all our guns placed up on this little chunk of land. And just start clearing these eastern bunkers out. We can go ahead and replace your losses, seeing as how you're starting a new attack. What else have we got? We got all these guys who need to move. So we'll get them moving. And let's see, we'll leave those bombers for now. I could wind up regretting that decision later, but I think, reinforcement points spent on getting my infantry strengthened is a good idea. And so that's exactly what I'm going to do. Particularly those guys there. And then with the rest of these units, we're just going to start pushing south. Next unit in line to move. I'd like to rest these guys up, but what I'll do is I'll get them out of the jungle first. Because the jungle certainly does play havoc with maneuvering and forces and such. Alright, so we got that last bomber still out, but I think... Can I repair these guys when they're not? Oh no, they already moved. So I'll see if I can throw some money at that destroyer next turn. But really, there's not much I can do with those guys for now, thanks to those coastal guns. We don't want to launch that attack, so I think we're good for the next turn. Alright. We're drawing American forces out from there, so that's good. Is that in range? Oh, it is too. Forget the bunker. That is, the zone of control might spread a little bit, but I don't think they'll wind up cutting us off. So that's good. Now, we can do something like that. And follow it up with that. Take the town, and then let's see. That bomber's not really going to do much, but hey, we'll drop bombs anyway. Like that, and like that. Alright. The Eastern Assault Force is getting ready, and it's looking pretty heavy. Really what I need to do is let these guys rest for a turn. Well, I guess we'll move you that way. But yeah, I need to get these guys rested and get their organization up. So we're just going to have to leave them. Maybe we'll pull the anti-tank gun up further just in case they've got any armor. Well, we'll do that too. Although that, in the long run, may not be the most efficient use of time. Yeah, we'll keep slowly advancing here. Can we get in? Oh, we can. Let's hit those trucks, shall we? See, now would be a fun time to start using those bombers, although they would face quite a lot of damage. Gotta be in a friendly port. That looks like it might be a friendly port. And we can put you to bed. Let's see. No, we'll leave you. Yeah, I think that's gonna be good. I'll run into the hills, are you? All they've got. They've got a fair amount of effective defense down here. Okay, so that bunker, it does split that, but nobody's going to be too concerned. It's not cutting anybody off. And it's now the only thing in range, so we'll just keep hitting it with that big gun. And it might not do anything, but it will make me feel better about myself and life in general, so, you know. That's a good thing. You want to feel good about yourself and life in general. We'll hit you, which will cause you to retreat. I don't want to push ahead with the tank, because all that's going to do is get in the way of my infantry moving in. Can we get further? No. Okay, so that guy is going to be the best bet. We'll give him some more units. And we'll cross everybody else over. That's looking good on the east. We can... Ooh, that is expensive. But it's probably worth it. I'm going to hold those guys in reserve until my infantry gets a little closer so we can have a combined assault on that coastal gun. Let's see. These guys, these Americans, they showed up in force here. Now, can I can't bunny hop it, so we'll just push you ahead. We'll push you ahead, and we will give you some basic loss replacements because you're just a basic unit. You're not a core unit. Okay, we'll move that up. And getting the artillery in range is going to be pretty important here. More so, I would say, than getting any more infantry down. We've got a fair amount of infantry forces in position, ready and waiting to do my bidding. So just let you rest up, have a nap, and we can't really advance you far enough yet, so we'll just let you have a nap. And we'll be sure to nap the planes. Because really, the planes right now are just an expense that we don't need to spend. Now you see, the AI can swap position of units, but I can't figure out how to do that. So it's a little annoying for me. We've got a new interceptor, the KI-45 Toryu. We're not interesting, we're not interesting. Wow, that is not a good thing to say. We're not interested in land-based aircraft, at least not at this time. Alright, we've split the difference of the forces there, but we're still not in a hot situation when it comes to force positioning. So I will move my Marines back and move up my engineers. Because they should be able to do some damage, and indeed, they can. We'll get the Marines a little bit resupplied. I don't necessarily want to move those guys into the jungle because I'm 100% confident that there are forces there. We'll move that anti-tank gun there so we've got good coverage everywhere in case tanks come along. What? Why can't tanks just roll through a mountain? Come on. That's not realistic. I hope my sarcasm is evident in that comment. Okay, let's see. We got our guns, so let's get gunning. And, I don't like any of that. I suppose we could attempt an encirclement here. Or really, just... yeah, that's really all we needed, was to just start whittling them down. And we got a full-on second wave of infantry coming in to assist. So that's helpful. And we'll take you, and we'll shell you. Ah, there we go, we did some damage. And what do we want to do with this plane? That's really not going to do anything. I guess we could send him down to like here for a little bit of scouting. Of course, what I probably should have is a full-on scout aircraft to actually be intelligent with my scouting. Alright, I think that is going to be good for this turn. Continue. And I'm not confident in our ability to take this in 5 turns. Although, you know, the battlefield can change quite quickly. So, you never know. We'll move our tank down. That may have been a bad idea. We may be getting too aggressive here. I don't really care. We're gonna do it. I just feel like we've got enough forces here to take this town. And we do. So that's good. Now it's just going to be a matter of getting the artillery into position to assist in the shelling of this area. And let's see, what do we got over here? Not much. Again, I don't know how good a torpedo bomber changed to be a dive bomber is at scouting. Oh, this is looking good. I won't move you ahead, but I will move you ahead. Yeah, I'm gonna have to move my artillery to get this infantry unit moving. Damn. But, you know, like, these 2 guys here should be enough to take on Agloloma to make sure that no other units come up and present a challenge. You're fine where you are. Replace your losses. And we'll put you to bed for now, Destroyer. I don't want to go risking any forces here that I don't need to. You should be able to withstand an assault from that from that infantry. I think we're good. Next turn. And yeah, you definitely can. Okay, we got our commander back. I should probably assign him to somebody. So let's do that. And let's move our guns down. Now, we're getting into a situation where it's probably a good idea to let some of our units reorganize. So I think we'll hold off any more movements on this front for now, just to give these guys a turn to catch their breath and get our artillery in place so we can start shelling that heavy infantry and push home the advance much, much easier. Now, the question here... Yeah, if we move you up, we can move you in and take care of them. So we can then pop you up. And then those guys are going to run. Resupply you, rest you. And then let's get... Oh. See, because I know the unit in there is probably just itching for a chance to come up and attack my artillery. Want to leave them protected. And I think that's going to be good. There's not really much we can bomb. It does say we will get a hit. And I am concerned that those coastal guns will start shooting at my troops. So maybe now is the time to start pulling my ships down. At the very least, that'll give those coastal guns a different target. Yeah, we've got to move the destroyers in range of this gun to shoot at that gun. Damn. Crafty defenses being well positioned. Alright, well, I think it would be a good idea to get that tank off the front line as quick as I can. There are a few ways you can do that. One of the ways to do that I find is pretty effective is to just change where the front is. And that's precisely what I'm hoping to do here. And that's precisely what I was able to do here. So that's good. Just want to make sure that that tank isn't going to interfere with where I want to put things. So let's do that. Let's replace your losses. And now we'll switch over to this front. Nope, we've already moved this. No, we haven't. Now let's see. Yep, those things are going to have to be in range of 2 coastal guns to do any shooting. That sucks. Did those forces move? Let's scout this out. Nope, no they didn't. Okay, well at least we know they're there now. And they're the only things in range of my artillery, so... that at least evens the attack. And we still can't move you, so we'll put you there. I have a feeling that's because it's heavy infantry. Should always make sure you're looking at unit types. Let's take the airfield and slowly start pushing up. Getting into a good position here on that anti-air gun, which is going to be great for our bombers. In fact, that's going to be so great. Let's actually take a look at what it would take to get these guys sort of back to operational strength. That's a bit of an investment. But once we're able to take care of that anti-air gun, it's going to pay dividends on getting that coastal gun attacked. Can't forget to make sure to hit that. I guess we'll move up the anti-tank gun, but it's really not proving to be necessary for any sort of operations right now. I think we've taken care of all their armor, to be honest with you. And those coastal guns, they're definitely liking the look of my destroyers, so we'll get these guys in nice and close. Good. We'll send you over and land you, and I don't think these guys are... Oh, no, we can pop up that guy. So we'll take care of that. And let's see, nothing going on there. Okay. Well, let's start moving these guys up. And into position there. and we'll get your losses fully replaced. Now we'll shift the artillery in. And if I was wanting to take this island, we could start sending troops out, but man, talk about a well-defended island. We'll let someone else take care of that problem. And a push. And we've almost got that town taken care of, which is good. Now let's move you up there and replace your losses so you're going to be nice and effective. Like that. Yeah, moving you into the jungle might not be the best idea. Okay, so what we're going to do is move our tank down here so they can help with the coastal guns. Move the forces in there like so and like that. And now we can start hitting this anti-aircraft gun. Let's do that while I'm looking at it. And let's move you up. I don't like that. And let's see. Destroyers moved and attacked. So what do we got? You can wait. That's it. Next turn. Continue. Now there's no question those coastal guns are being very, very angry at us. That's okay. We got them taken care of. Really? One unit of life left? Come on. That town should be ours. Well, that takes care of that coastal gun, which is good. We don't need our destroyers taking any more hits, so we can just send those guys back. Let's see if we can maybe wipe them out. Good. Alright. Right. Let's see. I mean, if we can hit those coastal guns, we might as well, right? Move you like that, and you like that. I'm not that concerned about that bunker. Really, what I should just be focusing on is this heavy infantry in the town. But to actually get them, especially in the unintelligent way that I've laid out my forces, what with engineers way up here in the mountains. Hold on. Can you? No. Okay, I see what we're going to have to do. We're going to have to put you there. And then we're going to have to put you there. You can still attack, which is good. We can shift you down, and then the next turn push that way. So let's drop you as much as possible. And when it says capture Maravellis in 30 turns, I believe that includes turn 30 itself. So, we don't have any artillery support, but with the bomber and all the forces we've got around here, including those engineers that'll drop down, we might be able to get it. So that's basically all I'm going to focus on. I'm not really going to... Well, I guess I could position these guys in case we're going to need it. And heck, we might as well do that. Oh, and we'll pull our tank down too. Why not? Alright, next turn. Okay. Well, we're not going to be able to... We'll move you guys, but, you know, you're not going to be able to do that much. Let's get you moved down. Let's get you in. Well, that, I guess that anti-aircraft gun is still a threat, and, well, we've got a potential of doing 1 damage. It doesn't look like we actually did that damage. That's okay. Let's see. We move you in. Okay. So we might not get this on the next turn, But let's get ourselves in a position so that in 2 turns we might be able to do something. Oh, it's looking good. I just need you to die. Arrgh! I don't want to risk having those destroyers get any more damage, so we'll just focus in on the coastal guns that aren't really causing much of a concern. We can almost remove that bunker from existence, which is good. Yeah, there's not much left to do next turn. Well, that's a letdown. I think we should have been able to get that in 30 turns. I'm willing to admit, though, that it may have just been, you know, some poor management on my part, which is fine. I will accept that. But, I think that's it. The entire enemy defense has collapsed, clogging all roads with refugees and fleeing troops. Their commanders have realized the futility of further resistance and capitulated to our forces. Let's continue. A Hornet's Sting. April 18th, 1942. After taking off from aircraft carrier Hornet, a flight of B-25 bombers under the command of Captain Doolittle has successfully completed a bombing raid over Tokyo. The Japanese are shocked and angered to be confronted by their own vulnerability. Alright, so let's take a look. We've got no battleships. Those really haven't changed. And our next operation here is going to be in the Java Sea. As our offensive continues, several invasions are launched against the enemy colonies in the Western Pacific. In an attempt to oppose our fleet, the Americans, British, Dutch, and Australians have mustered all of their naval strength around the Java Sea. So you can see we got Australia, Dutch, America, and the UK should be in there too, but I guess, you know, they're flying under the Australian flag, so there you have it. Let's go start the next scenario and at least take a look at the situation we're facing. Start the briefing. After the conquest of the Philippines, Borneo, and Sumatra, we have advanced towards the Java Sea. The primary task of the Imperial Navy remains unchanged, providing escort and protection to the invasion fleets. To overwhelm the poorly prepared garrisons and defenses, several invasions are being launched simultaneously. The only significant threat may come from the collective ABDA fleet positioned in the Java Sea. While composed of mostly outdated ships, the force will certainly try to intercept our invasion forces. Once the smaller island colonies have been liberated by our troops, a large invasion fleet will be assembled to take the Dutch colony of Java. Its conquest is the primary objective of the operation and a vital part in our Pacific offensive. We must make certain the invasion fleets are well protected and use this opportunity to crush the ABDA fleet once and for all. So we have to have at least 2 transport ships survive and destroy or repulse all enemy ships. We must also destroy all enemy ships, keep all transports and supply ships alive, do not lose the Bali invasion force, and sink the Dutch flagship De Ruyter in 22 turns. So this is going to be really the first big naval operation. As you can see, we have no infantry whatsoever. We've got 20 points to spend on naval units and 6 to spend on aircraft. So basically, looking at it, if we wanted to go the route of using these aircraft, we'd want to make sure that we've got an aircraft carrier. Now, we don't necessarily have to have an aircraft carrier that's ours to command, but in this case, it looks like we will, because we don't have any aircraft carriers whatsoever. So we've got 2 destroyers and a light cruiser, as well as a light cruiser and 2 destroyers. So the Navy, the fleet, it's not looking so hot, but we do have 2 destroyers to place that won't cost us any forces. So we can take a look at, purchasing maybe something like a battleship And, you know, again, we could look at a carrier. But I don't know. I don't know if that's really going to be necessary. And the thing you want to make sure, too, of is whatever carrier you get, I think we'd go with a Rougeau. Can actually hold all the planes that you can launch. And there's no real way to see, unless I'm blind. But I don't know how many ships, or how many aircraft this ship can support. It doesn't really say. It doesn't show over here. So it's kind of a blind buy, but I think a Rougeau here would be able to carry 2 planes. So anyway, we're going to take a look at that at the start of the next episode. So, I mean, honestly, if you guys want to see a certain fleet loadout, let me know in the comments, and I'll take a look and consider. Well, you never know. It might be a good idea to crowdsource. It usually is. So if you guys have a fleet composition, let me know, and we'll see how it works out. Anyway, guys, thank you all very much for watching. Thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Leave your comments, questions, concerns, thoughts, jokes, musings, what have you below. Thank you all very much for watching, and we will see you next time.